What's up guys, Thomas from FT Speed, and today we're installing the Stage 2 Competition Twin Disc Clutch in the BRZ. Now, I've never done a clutch install, so we're having David, one of our sales guys, to help us out in this video. You've seen him from other videos. He's the giver the beans guy. Here, guys, you gotta give her the beans. Now, other than just replacing the clutch and flywheel, we're also going to be replacing a bunch of other stuff, starting with some new brake fluid. Since the clutch shares a reservoir with the brakes, we've got some new gear oil for the transmission and the diff. We've got Modal's Gear 300 oil, the 75W90 weight oil. We're going to be putting in a FRS clutch fork, and then we have also got a new pivot. It's a lot stronger than the factory one, which the factory one's known to crack and break if you have a higher pressure plate on. We're also going to be doing an M-Tech stainless steel braided clutch line, and then we got ARP flywheel bolts. We also have all new fresh OEM Subaru hardware for the rest of the stuff, so we're not going to be using the factory bolts anymore. We got fresh brand new ones, which is nice because if we were to like damage the threads on this or round off a bolt, we can just get it out there and put a fresh new one in there. Plus it looks a lot nicer. Now, the first steps in removing the transmission, we're going to start by going underneath the hood by disconnecting the battery. Actually, we just took the whole battery out to give us some more room. Then on top of the bell housing behind the engine, you'll see the slave cylinder. You can remove those two bolts. Then there's also two wire connections and a ground connected to the transmission. We'll undo those. And from the top, you can also get access to the starter. So we're going to disconnect the connections for later. Now, since we're already on the top of the engine, you have access to two of the bell housing bolts. So we might as well take those out since we're already up there. So now we need to hop up in the cabin because we need to remove the shifter. And to do that, we need to get this whole center console out of the way. Underneath all this trim, there's going to be two screws here, and two screws in this little cubby area. So let me show you how to disassemble this. All right, first you're going to need to remove this side panel. Just kind of pulls off. Then your fingers can push on this little tiny little compartment. You can push on this USB connection to release that, and there's a little clip. Then you can toss the stuff aside. There's going to be two screws here. You can undo those and then pull up on this shifter trim. There we go. There's going to be two connections you need to undo here. I've already undone all this stuff for time's sake. You'll pull this. Oh, we should probably take the shift knob off. There we go. Pull this off. There's going to be two screws here and two screws here underneath this mat. Now with the shift boot loosened, you should be able to pull this out. Don't pull too hard because there is a 12-volt connection for the little cigarette outlet here that you need to undo. But with that out, you can move the center console out of the way, and now we can get to the shifter. There is this foam piece. You can take that out. There's going to be 4 bolts here. You need to remove those. I already have these loosened. All right, with those full 4 bolts out of the way, we can lift up all of this. And then we have these 4 bolts that are holding the shifter onto the shifter carrier. With these 4 bolts out, that's going to finally free the shifter to the shifter carrier. Now with the shifter unbolted from up top in the cabin, we can now drain the transmission oil. And while we're doing that, we're removing the exhaust, both the front pipe and the mid pipe, and we're also removing the drive shaft. There's 4 bolts that hold it onto the rear differential. With the drive shaft out of the way, we can now pull the pin that holds on the shifter to the shifter linkage, this shifter rod. And with that disconnected, the goal is to get this big shifter carrier out of the way. That's going to give us a lot more access to wiggle the transmission out of there. There are 2 12mm bolts holding on this rear bushing, and then there's these 2 swivel pins that you're going to have to push out. There's not a lot of room inside the transmission, but it is doable, and this just rotates out. Now to make getting the shifter carrier out easier, you can remove the transmission mount, which you're gonna need to do anyways to get the transmission out, but this will give you a lot more wiggle room to get that thing out. Now at this point we had a jack underneath the transmission, and the only thing besides the starter, we took the starter out, but the only thing holding on the transmission should be the bell housing bolts. And once we got those off, I mean, it should be loose and free, but we kind of had some struggle. So we ended up using pry bars. It probably took 15 to 20 minutes, maybe more, but we used pry bars to separate the engine from the bell housing, and we eventually got it loose and lowered down. Nice, it's gone. Woo! Before we throw on the new flywheel, we first got to prep the AirP flywheel bolts. So the threads are going to have blue Loctite on them, and then AirP includes this packet of assembly lube, and the assembly lube is not for the threads. Some people misuse this and put it on the threads. It's actually for the inside of the head of the bolt. Now when we get to torquing these bolts on, first going to do it hand tight, all of them in a rotating pattern. Then we're going to torque it to 35 foot-pounds, and then we torque it to the final torque spec of 70 foot-pounds. Now with an impact wrench, the old clutch and flywheel come off pretty easy. Now we can start preparing the new clutch by cleaning it off with some brake cleaner, and we can throw it on starting with the flywheel. So right now David is torquing the bolts to 70 foot-pounds, the final torque for the flywheel bolts. And I've got a breaker bar on the crank. It's a 23 mil? 22 mil. 22 mil holding the flywheel from turning, so David can torque it. Now after the flywheel, we put the first clutch disc in, followed by the intermediate plate that gets bolted in place, or it's also called the floater plate. And then we throw on the second clutch disc with the alignment tool, get those splines all aligned, and then we finish it off with the pressure plate that gets torqued to spec. Now before we put the transmission back in the car, we're first going to swap out the clutch forks for the forged one from BRZ. We're also going to be installing a new fork pivot as well. Now we can throw the transmission back on the jack, get that jacked up and the splines aligned with the new clutch and the transmission. This might take a lot of wiggling about and pushing, but once you get it in, at some point you need to put the shifter carrier back on so later we can get the shifter bolted back up. And then once the shifters and the transmission is back in place, you can throw all the bell housing bolts and get those torqued to spec. We'll also need to put new fluids, the gear oil in the transmission since we drained it, and we're also going to do the same thing with the rear diff. If you want more details on this whole process, I did a whole entire video on that, and you can watch that with this link up here. Now everything should be installed almost at this point, except for the slave cylinder and that new stainless steel braided line. You're going to need to bleed that, and since it's using the same reservoir as the brakes, it's a good idea to bleed your brakes as well. All right, so that was probably one of the more complicated install videos we've done. I definitely learned a lot. I hope you did too. If you've never known what is involved in changing your clutch, hopefully you have a really good idea now. If you want to take on the challenge and do it yourself, it's honestly not that hard. In our track cars, the mechanics replace clutches in like an hour and a half from like start to finish, so it can definitely be done a lot quicker than we did because we also had to add filming and I had to learn what we were doing. So hopefully that helps you. If you want to do this or you want all the parts, they're all going to be linked down in the description so you can buy literally everything that we installed today. If you have any questions, feel free to send us an email at ftspeed.com, sales@ftspeed.com. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I'll see you in the next video.